Taylor Stokes.
I'm Tyson Cronin.
And this is our TED Talk video. Let's compost. Tyson?
Well, today our soil is very different than it has ever been.
Yeah, fertilizers, they use them all the time, every day, every week. They put them in their soil, make it more nutritious. Well, we have a more organic solution. It's called composting. And you always think of composting as people with those big compost pile, compost bin, whatever, and it's just backache. And you gotta run the fertilizer across the lawn if you're not composting. And we have a more simple solution.
Much easier way for you guys to use your own and have it your home.
And so we actually in our compost process use worms, red worms to be exact. And they are a natural, healthy way to add nutrients to your garden and your plants.
Compost is stinky, but this is a way to help reduce that, or just have it zero, no stink at all.
Yeah, I swear when I did it, it didn't smell at all, so I was really astounded. I couldn't believe it. So we have a working model that we will show you in a bit, but first we'll show you our plans on how we built the model, and we'll go through on that. So in figure 1, inside A, we have a rubber cap on top of the worm recycle tube. Now what the worm recycle tube does is after we push the compost out of the machine, it'll go down into the bottom, take the worms, put them back in the worm recycle tube. Well, the reason we have the rubber cap is to keep the worms from coming back out. And then the dirt sifter is the mesh wire that we'll have on the bottom. It's just to sift the excess organic material that hasn't fully composted yet, and we'll catch all the rest of the material.
And then we'll use that to put it back at the top for it to be more composted for the next couple of weeks until it is fully compostable and usable for your garden. And then the rest, the stuff that will go through the strainer, will be the stuff that has already been decomposed and ready to use right away.
And our first bin is for the fine compost material, like fine waste material that has totally been composted. The other bin will be for the chunkier, bigger things in the bin. And inside A, now we also have a black landscaping canvas over the top. That is because the red worms do not like light, and we want to keep that way. But you have to keep the compost moist. So how does that work, Tyson?
Keeping the compost moist?
Yeah.
You gotta add water about every day, every week. Whenever it's dried up or not, there's nothing in it, so you just gotta keep adding it, and that'll help break down everything inside.
Well, if we go out every day with our watering can and water it, then that's using our energy too. So if we put the black canvas over the top, it's landscaping canvas. Can it just let the rainwater come into it?
I don't know, can it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So that's why we came up with this idea, because the black landscaping canvas will allow water to come through but not light. And also on top of that, there's a sliding drawer, and that is to input your compost. You put the compost inside and you slide the drawer in, and then your compost falls inside. And it has stops on both sides that will support the drawer and keep it from going in too far. And we also have a flat board on the top of that so that the ends stay together and they don't wiggle or wobble when there's a lot of compost material in there and it's kind of backing up a little bit. And that's why it would also be good if you had 2 of these, because then if it starts to get backed up a little bit, you can switch over to the other one and it can do the same thing.
And the process will go a lot faster too, and get twice as much for one.
And you also have a drawer that holds the dirt and puts the dirt into the processor. We'll have a double platform that goes into the drawer and underneath so that the drawer can slide in and out. And there will be smaller bins to catch compost that hasn't been fully decomposed down at the bottom as well. And there is a slider that will push the compost out of the machine when it is done. And right now it's just a push, but we were coming up with ideas like a spring-loaded one or something that will work a lot more to your better benefit. And that's the wood block, and it's about 2 inches thick, and it just pushes out a whole layer of compost down the bottom. That's what we designed it to do. So do you think that that would make life easier for gardeners and people who are working around their plants and they need more nutrients?
Yes, because all their stuff is just stuff they just get normally. Like when you buy food, you usually throw the scraps away, but when you do put it in this and you use it to make compost, it's a lot easier because you can just take that and go put it in your garden instead of having to go to the store and maybe get non-safe stuff with chemicals. This again is all natural and it's easy for your garden.
So doesn't it also like save you money as well?
Yes, it does, because again, you're taking all that stuff that you throw away, but you're putting it somewhere else, and taking that out of the garbage would leave empty space, which you don't have to put on the curb every week to take to the dump, and you'd be saving money because you're not overfilling with garbage if that ever happens.
Sounds like a plan. So why don't we show the audience how our working model works?
All right.
And they'll get to see in real time what's actually happening. So we're going to slide it over center here. So we built it out of Legos. Yes, this is a small scale model, but it works exactly how we want the actual composter to work.
Okay.
So these little tiny Legos we have are our compost. They're an imitation. Some of them don't actually fall into the inside yet because it's Legos. It's not perfect, but with wood, you can definitely get that whole idea perfect.
And this thing's the thing you put it in. You push it in to put it in the composter. So it falls. It goes into this place where it stages and ages, and that's where it gets decomposed by the worms. And then anything else?
Oh, and then after, say, 2-3 weeks, then what do?
Then when it's ready, and after 2-3 weeks, when most of it's compost, you use this little pusher, and it goes in, and then all that stuff that fell down, this is the strainer, it'll either drop in to the solid waste, the fully not decomposed stuff, or it'll go through it because it is decomposed, and that you would take that one out to use for your garden.
So we have the smaller bins right here. The big bin that we'd be using, it's for like the small. This is going to be the smaller strainer, correct? It's like the bigger bin is for all that stuff that's already been composted. It's all that fresh organic material.
Yeah.
And these smaller bins, we have them smaller because our idea is there shouldn't be a lot of excess waste material that hasn't been composted yet. So that's why our bins are smaller on the end. But if that happens to not be the case, then I would recommend that you change the size of bin quickly as possible, because that will start to affect your thing, and also change the time that you're picking out your compost and you're sliding the pusher, because if you're doing it too early, then your stuff won't be composted, and it will be a waste of time for you. So,
and you just gotta kind of play around with it, like when you first get it, and just figure out when the right amount of weeks has gone up, and then you should be good to go after that.
So, why did we choose to do this?
Because we wanted to make it easier and help people save money on their safe natural fertilizer for the garden.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we're going to talk to Cedar Grove Composting, see if we can work out some sort of a deal, see if they can help us like build a working model. And I think it's a great idea because it saves you money in the long run, and it's a lot more helpful than getting out there and shoveling your compost, yippee, with your giant shovel, and you're throwing your back out and getting all these medical bills. That just blows your mind.
And last thing, again, how it's easy is it's wood and it's all natural stuff. So if you were to put it up in like a closet when you're completely done with it, you just hose it down to get all the stuff out, and it should be fine.
Yeah, and I think that even the kids can do it. I mean, it's as easy. You could have your kids go out and they'd have so much fun. They'd be like, oh my goodness, if they love to get dirty, they go out and they play with it. Once it comes out. I mean, they push their compost in. They get to see it come out. They have so much fun doing that, and then they even get to put the worms back inside. I mean, those kids that love to get dirty with the worms and stuff, and they just take the worm and it's all gooey and everything. They put it back inside. They get so much joy from it.
Yes,
Like,
they get something to look forward to in life.
yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I can't believe it. So, also, this was to raise awareness for composting because some people don't even compost. I mean, they just, what do they just throw it in the garbage?
I guess, but now there's a way they can.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's like, oh, we have our yard waste bin. Well, yard waste is good for you and it helps companies like Cedar Grove, but it isn't exactly allowing you to get your compost. You have to go buy your compost back from Cedar Grove. And you've got to pay for them to come pick up that compost. So if you've got to pay to get compost and you've got to pay for somebody to take your yard waste, wouldn't it make more sense to have your own?
And so something that's free.
Yeah, I mean, well, it wouldn't be free in the first part when you buy the thing or you build it. I mean, but you in the long run you would be saving.
Yeah, you'd be saving money. Yes.
How much do you think? Like, how much a week? I'd say it's probably like $150 a month maybe for them to come pick up your yard waste.
Maybe. Wouldn't you love that to be handy?
So, yeah. So if you wanna find out how this whole thing works even more, contact us. Let us know.
And what can we contact you by? Us by? What can they contact us? Just Google account?
Yeah, we use our work emails. Stokes 046 at go.tahomasd.us.
And Cronin 352 at go.tahomasd.us. Thank you.